In order to fight monsters, we created monsters of our own. We needed a new weapon. The Jaeger program was born. Two pilots, our minds, our memories, connected. And man and machine become one.
Well, hi Charlie, welcome to Shortlist.com.
Thank you very much for having me.
Pacific Rim is the biggest film you've ever been involved in by some measure, I think. It's a huge film.
Yeah.
Is it quite daunting to be the sort of lead character in a film of this scale?
I just try not to allow myself to think in those terms. I mean, whatever the scale of the movie, I take very, very seriously my job and responsibility to try to bring the character to life in a way that, feels right to me and, to the best of my ability. So, I feel like it's a treacherous path to go down to allow yourself to think about the scale and the stakes involved. I try just to ignore that and do the job that I've been hired to do.
So in the film we see you sort of showing off your combat skills, which are quite impressive. What's your real world fighting like? How good are you?
I'm a pacifist, so I had a fight in Newcastle, of course, maybe 4 or 5 years ago. And the thing is, I'm a very able-bodied fighter. I've done a lot of fighting in the past. I love to fight in the gym, and I feel like fighting is a skill that every man should possess and endeavor to never use. And so that's my philosophy on it. But I love fighting in the gym. I love sparring, boxing, and I do some martial arts. I do a little jiu-jitsu, and so I love the sportsmanship of it. But I hate fighting in real life because there's nothing greater. I just have too soft of a heart for it. There's nothing greater than the moment where you punch a dude and he hits the ground. There's like there's a primal, victorious moment, and then immediately I'm just filled with regret and humanity and regret, for hurting a dude. So
that's a good thing.
Yeah.
So you live in the US still, right?
Yes, for 16 years.
So what do you miss about the UK?
I miss my family, I miss the kind of the tone and the sense of humor and the kind of roguish, camaraderie of like the friendships here. But I'm a workaholic, and my work and all of the opportunity that is open to me is in the US. So I have a very happy life there.
Do you encounter many Geordies in Hollywood at all?
Very few Geordies. I mean, there's been a very significant migration of the acting community, the British acting community, out to America over the last 10 years because just the opportunities are the state of the lower end of budget filmmaking is really, really reduced, I think, in the UK. Well, everywhere, but obviously the UK always kind of had its bread and butter in smaller budget films, and I think just globally those films are harder to make these days, and so I think there has been a significant migration out there, and so I come across a lot of English and an Irishman, but very few Geordies. There doesn't seem to be a long history of Geordie thespians.
Just Biker Grove, I guess.
Just Biker Grove, Ant and Dec and all that.
So Pacific Rim 2, I guess, is dependent on how this one does maybe at the box office, but would you be up for getting involved?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, if they made a second one and Guillermo wanted me to do it, I'd jump at the chance. But I'm gonna actually continue my collaboration with Guillermo in another film. He just is he's making a little much smaller movie than this, a little kind of Jane Austen style, a romantic drama with a supernatural element, and so he's asked me to come and play a part in that. So hopefully, but yeah, I mean, if they want to make another one of these and they wanted me to do it, I'd jump at the chance.
Is there an action figure yet for you?
I believe there is. I had to do a full body scan, and I guess it was partly for the suit that I wore in the film, but also an action figure. So I haven't seen it yet, though.
That must be scary as an action figure of you, right? It's kind of weird.
Yeah, it's a little surreal.
It's cool though.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah.